Sa puntong ito, balikan natin ang post-disaster management hearing sa Senado ngayon. Pakinggan po natin ito, mga kapuso.
Pasok na ang siguro kailangan lagyan natin po yan. For example, we need to examine or revisit the law. Meron ba itong sunset provision? Meron sunset provision. It's 5 years, no? 5 years. As needed. And I think it is now time for us to conduct a sunset review of the law. For example, I will ask, should we not give the government the power to commander? To commander what is needed to be, for example, helicopters. Unfortunately, Mr. Chairman, in all of the past disasters, there is only one issue that is common. And the issue of remote, isolated barangays, communities that cannot be reached by rescue and relief. So siguro kailangan sabihin sa atin ng armed forces, ano kailangan nyo? Kailangan ba ninyong bumili ng fighter aircraft ahead of the helicopters, for example? The helicopters are not stymied by downed bridges, blocked roads, absence of piers, absence of airports. Kaya po, yun, Mr. Chairman, I propose that we include that in our review. So, Mr. Chairman, I hope that in this presentation we will be able to take a look at what else needs to be done. And before I proceed, Mr. Chairman, may we recognize the Honorable Ana Cristina S. Go, 2nd District of Isabela. Another province hit. Pero nakakalimutan na natin dahil tayo ay nakatutok lamang sa Tacloban. Central Luzon needs it. Central Luzon is the breadbasket of this country. So we cannot just set Central Luzon aside. Kaya po, nandito yung mga tiga Central Luzon, baka merong masabi. So before I end, Mr. Chairman, I propose that the NDRRMC give us a picture of what we are up against. And in the future hearing, Mr. Chairman, and I propose that this be done after this. They are not ready. We need to invite other agencies. For example, PPORCS, we need to invite. Pag-asa, we need to invite. The geologists of this country, we need to invite. Kasi there was a study, for example, conducted through a joint visiting forces agreement activity, study, joint exercise, predicting that that fault line immediately west of Corregidor moves with a magnitude of 7.2. The assessment is that Manila may suffer something like 37,000 casualties. Kaya kailangan po malaman natin dito sa mga scientists natin, what do we expect? A change, the climate change might be bringing us disasters worse than Yolanda. Even worse than Yolanda. And so we need to examine, Mr. Chairman, our laws, our capabilities. What does Congress need to do to provide the wherewithals for the executive department when we are met with disaster? Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Just to inform everyone, the primary purpose of this hearing today is for this oversight committee through its resource person.
Okay, narinig natin yung talumpati ni Congressman Rodolfo Biazon sa pagdinig ng Oversight Committee ng Congress ukol sa post-disaster management. Narinig natin si Biazon na pinapareview niya yung kapangyarihan ng national government pag may kalamidad. kasama rito yung kapangyarihan nito mag-commandeer ng resources sa mga iba't ibang communities. At nagbigay din siya ng warning, pinapaalala niya na pati yung Metro Manila ay may mataas na risk o panganib ng isang malaking earthquake kung saan posible magkaroon daw ng 37,000 casualties. Kaya ngayon pa lang kailangan na panghandaan na to at alamin na kung ano yung pwedeng gawin ng Kongreso bilang legislation at pinapatawag din yung NDRMC at ibang ahensya katulad ng PhilVox para malaman kung ano rin ang mga kailangan nila.